horse owners, horse trainers, horse health professionals. I'm here today to talk about how we are having this amazing rain here in Meridian, Texas, and we have enough clouds to block out internet connections. Is that like the block the sun thing? So let's talk a little bit about how important the sun is for your horses, especially this time of year. It's May. If your horses aren't getting immense amounts of sunlight right now, they're not likely absorbing the calcium and minerals that they need to store to make it through the winter. When it comes to health, especially in the winter, longevity, muscle strength, all of those things are dependent upon what we store in our bones. So without the bones, our muscles are weak. They're useless. So are your horses, because they don't have adequate minerals to put into their bloodstream. As a matter of fact, the bloodstream almost always tests normal for most minerals, especially for calcium, because the body maintains a calcium level in the blood, and the kidneys are part of that function. How does it do that? It draws it out of the bones. If your animal doesn't have adequate time, maybe it's an older animal, maybe it doesn't chew its food very well. If it doesn't have adequate resources right now to get those minerals that it needs to carry it through the winter, then you cannot feed enough come the dark part of the year. When you get to August, that horse is done for the year. I just found a tooth. Maybe it's a rock that looks like a horse tooth. That looks mysteriously like a horse tooth, but it feels an awful lot like a rock. So there you go. We're talking about teeth. They show up in my life. I want you to realize that the longevity of your animal is dependent upon how much daylight they get this time of year. You know what? If you got them in a stall because you want them to be safe, kick them outside. They'll be fine. Think of them a little bit like little kids in the 60s. Mom would kick them outside, lock the door, say, stay out there all day because I'm trying to keep the house clean. Because that was her job, and it made life easier. So if you're tired of cleaning stalls, kick those horses outside. Let them go graze. Let them go be horses. Let them go do the thing they're supposed to do. I just made a miniature video about one of the plants that my dogs literally seek out. We've cut them down. They wait for them to grow back, and then they go seek them out and chew on them. And I think it's a hawthorn, but I'm not positive, and I'm not really sure why my dogs are drawn to that bush. But it's been multiple generations of dogs. Your horses will do the same kind of thing. They'll wait for a certain plant in their environment to show up because they want that plant. They don't want the same meal every day. They don't want just, this Timothy Bermuda mix that you're giving them day after day after day, because, that's kind of boring. But it also can create imbalances in their system. So having a pasture that's got a multitude of choices gives them the opportunity to pick and choose. One of the biggest mistakes you can do is put weed killer on your pasture, because that will inhibit your horse's ability to absorb the nutrients that they need, the calcium, the magnesium, the phosphorus. That's a part of weed. That's what weed killers do. They cut the plant off from its ability to absorb calcium and zinc and magnesium, all those essential minerals that your horse needs to put in their bones to carry with them through the winter so that they thrive and survive. And it's that out walking around carrying that immense weight of stuff that they keep with them all the time that helps them to store these minerals in their bones. If they're not getting adequate sources of these vitamins because they're eating forage that's been poisoned so that they can't obtain the minerals that they need, those animals will decline and will mysteriously decline, and your veterinarian won't have any idea how that happened, because the idea that your horse is directly linked to the environment, the plants that it depends on, and that your horse is directly linked to the air that it breathes and the environment around it, don't occur to your veterinarian, because that wasn't taught. There's no double-blind certified peer-reviewed paper out there that they can point at. And you have to remember that those double-blind peer-reviewed papers happen in a place that doesn't look anything like your place. And it's impossible for you to create your place to look like the place where those studies happen. If you like this video, share it with your horse friends. If you like this video, find me at thehorsefood.com, where we help horse owners just like you to be able to not only understand their horse's movement through the environment, but to predict their health as well. thehorsefood.com.